Which, yes, Santa's coming soon too. Wait, hold on. We're live. This
We
is
might need a backstory. Santa's coming soon.
Oh gosh. You know what? We'll be right back after this. How's that sound?
Sounds
Let
great.
that simmer what I just said and what he said too. Welcome back, everybody. This is The Real and Raw with Lynn Serrano, and you are?
Sizzling Brian.
Yes, he is. He's finally getting it. Anyhow,
Who would have thought it took 2 years to get that?
I know, right? Yeah, we are approaching. Next month, we're approaching like our 2-year mark.
Dang.
I know.
Oh.
And today we are going to be real and raw because we really didn't make an announcement of what did you say, Santa? Well, yeah. Yeah. I know
Theodora, it's one of those things that we really don't realize how short it is before we go live and we say something when it's live.
Yeah, and we get these little clips. Yeah. So let's recapture last week. We had a guest with us. Mary Kay. Wasn't that nice?
It was good,
Which is funny because she doesn't know this yet. And we're being real and raw here, like we love to be on our show, right? So I produced Debbie's show and Find It. And we had some hiccups yesterday. And one of the hiccups is that the guy that was going to be on couldn't get StreamYard on. And here we're like running 10 minutes late trying to figure this out. And so then I just advise people want to go check it out. But Mary Kay doesn't realize that she made a little appearance because I thought I was going to put another thing on, and I played her little intro. And Debbie goes, "Who's Mary Kay?" And I'm like, "Oops, let me take that off of there."
Oops.
So we ended up doing, and I mean, right on the fly, I made this thing I took a real picture of him on the iPhone. Then I said, Debbie, instead of, because she wanted me to hold the phone, and that wasn't going to work good. So I said, call him back, talk to him, and do like on the phone live thing. And Mary found it. Oh, she did find it? Okay. So then what was really funny is I ended up doing a little picture of the guy and putting it on the phone, and she did the interview and everything went pretty good. And at the end, we showed him, he called me and I showed him live, and it was a picture of what he looked like that day, what he was wearing and stuff. But I mean, we could say it was like kind of a shit show, but the guy was very informative. I mean, he was talking about health and nutrition and how, they put stuff like, they say something's organic, but technically they put 3 or 2 ingredients in there and they can get away with all the other chemicals they stick in there and cancel out. So it was a really good show, but it was interesting how it all came out. So, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to pack up because I'm taking a little trip to Santa Monica.
For what?
Oh, I'm going to hang out with Debbie, and we're going to see Joe Ingram and Dr. Bill Janashek and a few people.
Cool.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So I've been doing that, and then I'm trying to work on a little present for you for your little promo things, and I'm having fun with that. So it's your mother's birthday today?
No, it was her birthday a week ago.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Mrs. Kelm. I hope it was a good one.
She's drinking already this morning. So. She's having her Bloody Mary right now, or she just did because we had brunch.
Oh, nice.
And now she's shopping.
There you go. And then Theodore says I'm coming to Colorado sometime soon.
Cool.
So I'm coming to Wisconsin. I'm due the last 2 years to go see this man right here.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So we'll probably have a lot of antics and stuff. So, so the winter time, are you doing any winter weddings this summer?
Nope. No, my season's done.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. So she goes, she's first. Well, then I guess in the winter, I'm going to have to try to get out there so we can be goofballs and have some fun.
Sounds good.
And someday I do hope to just be a wedding crasher and show up at one of your weddings.
Yes.
I am. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to ask the groom and the bride things about Brian. So yeah, so it'll be fun.
I'll prepare all my customers from now until 2026.
Oh, you kidding? You don't have enough money to pay them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Theodore has a question for you.
Okay.
So he's ready anytime. Anytime he's ready. He's so easy to just get at the last minute to ask him questions and put him on the spot. I think he likes that.
Whatever happens, happens.
That's right. So you will be getting the snow sometime soon. You know that, right?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. You're ready for it? Okay, here we go.
Why do all the reels on my Facebook are all about weddings? I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know what that question is.
That would be more of a use thing, more of an algorithm thing. Maybe call Mark Zuckerberg and ask him.
Yeah. I hear he's going to be laying off a lot of people because he underestimated what his intentions with Facebook/Meta.
I have no idea. I don't keep up with any of that.
Yeah. Am I gargly or are you?
I don't. Nothing on my end. You sound gargly.
Oh, she said it must be a sign. Oh, it must be a sign she's getting married.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure Brian can make it over to. Oh, Brian's a little gurgly. Okay. I'm sure Brian can travel to Denver to do a wedding.
I've been all over the country.
Yep, laying off 11,000 people. That's what I saw. And hi, PJ. I'm glad you're here. He lives in your neck of the woods. Well, he grew up in Oconomowoc,
Cooney.
Yeah. And then
I don't get caught up in all of what this guy does, what that guy does, or whatever. Depending on who you listen to, if you're for what he's doing or not.
Yep. No, I know there. Which reminds me, there's so many things that we bog our brains with that we shouldn't have to, or it's unnecessary, trivial things.
What I do have to say is that there was I listened to a certain group of people, about technology and all of that. Usually people that are about Apple, because I'm a big Apple guy, and it's interesting about how much money will be invested in technology, and I get it that there is no certainty that it'll ever emerge or become the future, but it's when you want to replace like being in person with somebody, or you're never going to be able to replace the touch. You're never going to be able to replace the human-to-human contact. And one of the analysts was talking about like, okay, that's just something that you're never going to be able to. Even like Elon and Zuckerberg, where when they fire people, they don't even do it themselves. They send off a meme or something. And so it's kind of that whole context around taking the virtual world and making it so far removed from anything of reality, which I get the concept, but I mean with the headset and all these other devices, it's like, there's no replacing the human-to-human contact.
No, and what's sad is these companies, even like a local Domino's and Pizza Hut here, they use the Philippines for, not knocking the Philippines or nothing like that, but it's very hard when you have people that they don't have your dialect, they don't hear you, they don't understand what you're saying. Right. They cannot simulate your frustration or your understanding of what you're trying to say. Instead, they go by their scripts, and it's hard to understand them, and it's a lack of communication, and it's very frustrating. And I just choose then not to support my local Pizza Hut, and and whatnot, because I want to speak to somebody here that understands me.
Right. Well, and plus everybody has an opportunity until they screw it up. You'll give somebody an opportunity, but then what they don't realize is, okay, and they never ask you about your experience, or if they screwed up, that they take full ownership of it to make it right. you know? I mean, especially like, let's take your example of pizza, for instance. That's one of the most inexpensive things to make, right?
Yeah.
A pizza doesn't cost anywhere near, their margins are incredibly high, you
Right.
know, for what they charge for a pizza. Obviously, the cost of their individual ingredients is going up, and then that ultimately is passed on along to the
Right.
customer. But at the same time, you know, and Shep Hyken, I got a chance to meet him a couple months ago. He's a customer experience expert. And what is the lifetime value of a customer? That's one of the underlying things in all of the books he's written is what's the lifetime value of a customer? And I guarantee it's a lot more than the cost of one pizza. So if it's great, now I want pizza, you guys. Well, good for you. Yeah, it's a great comfort food. I always want pizza too, but just not now because I just ate, but maybe later. But that's one of the things that I don't think so. I don't think any businesses really, well, the best businesses realize that it's like, hey, I'm going to do what I need to make it right, but then also though plus one, you know, the
Yeah.
plus one philosophy, where it's like, okay, not only am I going to acknowledge that we fell short on this, but also though I'm going to do it right, but they don't have to ask for it. I'm going to do it above and beyond, like a free dessert or something like that, you know? 100% Lou Malnati's with the buttery crust.
Have you been there then, Brian?
100%.
Yeah, because he's from your neck of the woods. He lives in Illinois now, but he's from your neck of the woods. So
And they're in your Pizza Dewey, Gino's East,
I like what's it called? But it's not a
Illuminati
pizza.
or not Illuminati's.
Jimmy Garato's. You know Jimmy Garato's, right?
No.
Oh man,
That's another time.
it's actually they take like a pizza. It's like a calzone, but it's not, and it's fried. It's like the crust is on the outside and it's filled, but they deep fry it.
Mm.
And it's really good, but man, it'll make your gut that grease.
Yeah, but it's like that single thing alone. You know, what's the lifetime value of a customer? Man, if you take care of people, they'll take care of you, right?
Yeah.
You know, but if you but you don't realize that until it's in the restaurant environment, until you have no more customers, until people don't show up. Your marketing's not working. Your advertising's not working. You know?
Yeah, and then or people cheapen their recipes, and they don't taste the same. When they taste, the taste is gone. So are the customers.
Right.
Nothing worse than when you're going somewheres and you're like dying because you could just like taste it, the food, and you taste the food.
Well, and just look at what Coke tried to do a couple years ago. I mean, it might even be more now, but they wanted to change the original recipe of Coke. Why would you do that after all the billions of dollars that you've made? Why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I understand, you have to react to the marketplace like Mountain Dew did with all these different flavors. I mean, you always keep it new and fresh, but Mountain Dew single-handedly has a brand and has a following, right? Now, obviously, you want to expand, colors and all of that to appeal to different audiences. But it's like, there's a reason why it's still a brand today.
Well,
and it's not because it failed. It's because it did very well.
What's funny is Sprite, they just went to a clear bottle instead of the green. And it's funny because, now you're like, this just doesn't feel the same because, you're not having the same experience. And we got that muscle memory thing going anyways, right? So
Correct.
When you're used to what you see, know, and feel, all of a sudden you start questioning, does it taste the same too?
Well, and one of the common things I found too is that when something changes, rarely is it ever the customers that are saying that they want the change. It's the company being greedy, or there's some other means. I mean, I don't want to assume what companies do, but it's like, okay, why is it that you need to change something that's made you billions? Yeah. Usually it's not because the customers are demanding it. It's something from internally where we want to be a little bit more greedy, or we don't have enough market share, which, okay, I got it. But staying right where you're at with that particular product line isn't hurting you all that much.
Well, what's the saying?
Go ahead.
Go ahead and read what PJ wrote.
Yeah, that's why repeat business is crucial. 100. Oh, I mean, Paul, PJ, that it's not exclusive to the wedding or the restaurant business. It's any business, right? Especially with all the digital noise and pollution out there in the world, right? People can look at reviews all day long, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go anywhere or even choose to go to a restaurant. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
obviously, with it being so subjective about what one person's review is, they could have said it was a horrible experience, but they're not gonna say in a review that it's like I was having a bad day, or I
Yep.
was irritable, or I didn't sleep well last night because the kids kept me up. You know what I mean? So a lot of that is subjective, but if you deliver every single time, the margin of error declines of not delivering. You know what I mean?
So so just like the saying goes, if it's not broken, why fix it?
100%.
And it's like you can add something to your menu, but don't take something away. Well, let's take Taco Bell, for instance. They took away the Mexican pizza. Now, I was one that liked getting the Mexican pizza. Overpriced, but I like the Mexican pizza. Again, we're talking about pizza. but the point
Theodora's she's ordering right now.
yeah.
Theodora's ordering right now.
And so, but my point is that they took that away thinking that it was not a big seller or it's not a whatever. She's Uber Eatsing right now. But it's one of those things. Why did they take it off the menu? They didn't think it. And now, and when they had a date for it to come back and they didn't have enough, people were pissed off. So,
Well,
there's Mary Kay. Mary Kay,
Mary Kay.
you did see the Find It, right? You made it on Find It last night.
Oops.
Yeah, you'll have to. Yeah. Anyways, thank you again for being with us last week. But again, it's why are they changing things to find out shit? And it made a big deal for when the Mexican pizza was coming back.
Well, and I think too is that I've never seen it where they actually go to our customers to say, "Hey, is this something you don't want to see on the menu anymore?" As
Yeah.
ridiculous as that sounds, I mean, what's the point of doing focus groups, marketing, new products if all you're going to do found the recipe for that Mexican pizza?
I'm
Facebook
not
user.
sure who that is, but hello, Facebook friend. And then Darlene, it's so
Hey,
beautiful to
Darlene.
see you. So glad you found us live. Yeah, but again, it is funny because who's not taking inventory that something's selling? Like, you better get some new software and figure this stuff out because you are wrong.
Well, and especially too, is that however they do what they do, something that sells, and then whatever metrics they use to determine if it stays on the menu or not. And I know that you always have to refresh a menu, but what leads a company to refresh a menu so often that they remove favorites? Or, another example from that Dan Gingiss, who's another customer experience expert, talks about in some of his writings where Skittles, he loves Skittles, but they removed the lemon Skittles, right? Or lime Skittles. I think it was lime Skittles, right? And they changed it with something else. Yeah, the green ones, the lime ones.
Yeah.
And he actually sent a message via Twitter to somebody at Skittles, and they actually brought him back. But it's like, okay, is this a company-made decision, or is this because the consumer who they serve, or supposedly who they're supposed to serve, doesn't want it anymore?
Well, it's funny because I used to do market research stuff, and I had to do a market survey for the mall of what do they want to see in the mall or whatever. And that was my great opportunity to ask people if they loved. We had Orange Julius. I loved Orange Julius. They had taken it out, and I asked people, "Did you like Orange Julius?" And they're like, because it's not in there anymore. They're like, "Yeah, we would love to have that back." And I had something to do with them coming back, but they're not there no more. They ended up they partnered with Dairy Queen for a little while here, and I think Dairy Queen isn't doing it no more. But it's just sad when those things go, and they're very expensive, but they were good. They just tasted good.
But here's the thing: is that that's also a great thing, is because if you don't have it readily available wherever, you don't appreciate it as much. It's a psychological thing. Versus like on every corner, there's Starbucks now. Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, they're all full, right? But also though, Chick-fil-A, based on their belief system and all that, it's like, when people are watching a game or hanging out with family and eating comfort food and the weather's miserable outside, what do you want most when you can't have it? Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Now granted, it's based on their belief system as a company, but still, if there was Orange Julius everywhere, it would probably not be as popular as if it's only in select locations.
Right.
And that's market research. That's, the demo, the psychographics of their audiences, all of that combined into one. but then you're willing to drive 10 or 20 miles to go grab an Orange Julius, or once you find it, then you covet it, but it's also, you said it was expensive, but yet you would still buy it.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly,
So,
exactly. So again, it just all brings down to um, customers matter. People matter. Their voices matter.
yeah.
And so that's what I'm getting out of today's show is that look at all the things that we're so used to, accustomed to taste, or the custom of how things are. We expect to go, to Taco Bell and or somewheres, and have an American person answer the thing, or somebody not even American. I won't even say that. I'm talking about somebody that can communicate or understand when you're talking English,
Yeah.
speaking our English, communicating with us. And so, it's one of those things where people don't realize, like you said, you don't realize what you have until it's gone, and this is the month of Thanksgiving, and this is a gratitude month. I mean, every day should be a gratitude day, but I'm grateful that next month will be 2 years we've been doing this. We've been rocking this. And I'm super excited about that, and I appreciate you for that.
Likewise.
And I think next week's topic is I'm leaving Saturday and I'm coming back Wednesday late, so I'm gonna be tired, worn out, and hopefully I'll be home Thursday. I don't know. So maybe I'll do some sharing of the things I seen and did and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because we'll be seeing some people that too. So it will be fun. Maybe I'll get them to say something for the show or whatnot. So we'll
Sounds
see.
good.
So it'll be just an interesting show next week. And Brian's always for the ride for it. And I thank him for that.
Whatever we're gonna do, it's gonna be good, and it's gonna, hopefully everybody can take away a little something.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you always bring the joy in doing this show for me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate everybody here. You can't leave. I need another Lynn and Brian show on Monday. Yeah,
That's so nice
you
of you,
see, that
PJ.
was the other thing. We pretty much, we were doing Monday through Friday for over a year and a half, and then we went down to just a 1 week show. We got them wanting more. See? And Bob Donnell, I'm going to have the privilege of being with him on Tuesday.
Wow.
So maybe we'll
Very
get
cool.
him to say a thing or two about our show, and I'm going to share that on Thursday. I'm going on the seat of my pants here. I'm going to be with Debbie Bettendorf, and I'll get to see her in person for the first time, and we will have some antics we've already been talking about. So again, it's
the kind of antics you guys are going to have can't be predicted. They just happen,
yeah. Well, put it this way: we are going to be close to Santa Monica Pier, and Jay Leno ain't going to have nothing over me because I'm going to really try to go up to people and see if they'll talk to me on camera. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to have, but I'm going to be like,
there's a reason why California's so big.
Yeah. So we might have a few followers by then. I don't know. But it's just hard for me to believe, though, that I'm in snow here, about a foot of snow here, and it's going to be a lot warmer over there. And that by the time we talk on the show, I should be back here in Montana. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And like I said, I'm not worried about anything. I'm just going to go and enjoy myself. And it's just the beginning to my year 57. So did you say snow? Yes, I said snow. So yes, I did. Yeah, 4-letter word. At that 4-letter word, I guess we need to get going.
Yeah.
Again, Brian, anything exciting that you're doing this next week while I'm traveling?
Just a lot of work, a lot of creativity and projects, and just staying out of the noise, staying out of negativity and other people's drama, and just keeping my mind on the straight and narrow on what I need to do in the world.
I love that. So maybe your homework for me is you could tell me what you were doing every day, and I'll tell you what I was doing every day, kind of thing.
Okay.
And we'll see what we end up doing in a week. And so, yeah,
Sounds
if you
good.
want to take some little pictures of anything exciting or if you get snow or anything. I'm not cursing you with snow, but I do know that everything that happens here eventually happens to you. So
Oh, we don't want, I'm not ready for that yet.
so if you get some snow, well, of God, send me a picture. And
I
we'll
mean,
share it here.
now I do have a habit though. The minute it gets cold or damp here in Wisconsin, I put my wool socks on. So I wear 2 pairs of socks from usually November until April. So
Oh, so it
that's one
hasn't
thing that's
happened
happened.
yet?
Yeah, I got my wool socks on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you need to do that, take pictures of your feet and your socks. It's all good. Whatever. But we'll share. We'll
I got
do a
some
share.
stylish wool socks.
There you go. We'll share and show and tell next week. That's
Sounds
how
good.
real and raw will be. Anyways, what part of Wisconsin? He's over by
Over by Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Yep. So, all right, you guys have a good one. We will see you next week, God willing. And as always, Brian, I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you
Safe
for being here.
travels with your partner in crime, Debbie.
Yeah.
See you next
Thank
week,
you.
everyone.
See ya.